Do you need an agent? This is going to be the shortest video in the entire course. No, you definitely do not need an agent. When do you need an agent? You need an agent when they start calling you. Okay? They will tell you their entire career. There's a whole industry of people whose entire career is to spot up and coming young talent that they can make money off of. Okay? They are doing their best to spot people who they know their business. They know when you're at the right level. They know when you're just on the cusp. They will reach out and they will say, hello, I would like to take 10% of your money. Can you give me that opportunity? You don't have to email them. You don't have to go out and look for them at film festivals. You don't have to do any of that stuff. The whole goal of this course and the whole goal of the way that I look at cinematography is whether or not it's with commercial production companies or directors or producers or agents, you want to make it so you cannot be ignored, right? So you're either producing work so good that you can't be ignored, or you're doing so much volume that you can't be ignored, or you're working in so many like-minded production companies or with so many of their other competitors that they just keep hearing your name. And that is when you will need an agent. Now, agents provide a lot of great services, right? They're not just taking money and acting as a booking service. The best part about having an agent, by far, is that you can always play the good cop. And we'll talk about this much more when we talk about negotiating rates and how to do it. But we briefly mentioned it in the bonus module of when to say no and being the good cop for as long as you can versus being the bad cop and just dismissing people. Agents are fantastic for that because there is a separation where you can go to the producer or to the director and you can be on their side, legitimately so. I'm not talking about lying to people, but you can legitimately be on their side and understand their pain points. But also, if they don't have money for something, if they don't have money for you, or they can't give you those extra pre-production days and you can't do them because you're off doing some other job, they can't make you feel guilty for it or pull you into something. Agents are fantastic for adding that separation between the love for the story and the love for the creative part of the job and the business side of things, and knowing when you're getting screwed, how to set the rates, what to do for travel days, what to do for pre-production days, all these little things that can get very tricky once you get into the higher level things where these are negotiated, depending on who you're up against. Those are the norms that these production companies are used to, and if you're not familiar with those norms, it's easy to get taken advantage of. So the agents will come to you. Don't worry about it. If you don't have one, you're probably not dealing with the companies that are used to dealing with them, right? If you find production companies or directors or producers, whoever it is, reaching out and saying, where can I speak to your agent, or who's your agent? You don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed to say, I don't have an agent, it's just me. They'll deal with that all the time. They just specifically at a very unique spot in the levels, there is that transition period where people have to ask. So it has just become industry standard for people to ask those things just in case you do, so there's no stepping on the toes. But certainly you can go years and years and almost a whole career without an agent, depending on where you live and the jobs that you're trying to get. But certainly you don't need an agent. They're not magically just going to create more work for you. They might put your name forward for a few things, but you can make their job easy for them, right? The great part about this is whatever you're doing on the business side to benefit you, when an agent does come on board, you've already given them the keys and said, just go in. The house is completely done. You just have to show people in, right? You've set everything up and made it easy for them rather than waiting until that time when the agent comes to you and says, I can't really sell you. You've done these great projects, but I can't really sell you onto those things because there's no way to contact. It's not clear on your website what you've done, or it's backdated, or it's old stuff, or you've got 15,000 projects on there that are diluting the really good ones that you've just come out with. So basically be your own agent. Be as objective as you can about the work that you're doing and call the stuff that's shitty, right? This is, how many times can I say this in one course? Get rid of the bad stuff, keep the good stuff. Agents will come to you when you're ready and when they think they can help you.